You need me to re-say that?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. I call our Board of Agenda meeting for August 9th, 2022 to order. And if we have any public comments. Is somebody calling in?
Milt, you are muted if you're trying to talk to us.
Who's what?
Can you hear
Yeah.
me now?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yes, we can hear you,
All right.
Bill.
Yep.
Okay,
All right,
cool.
I hear you much better now, so let's just go with this.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so we don't have any public comments, so, chief's report.
I had sent the report out last week and haven't heard any comments back yet. Are there any questions on the monthly report?
Not for me.
The thing I thought on that, in number 6 in the other category, the last item, you attended the training on the emergency radio stuff with T-Cern. I know they're gonna be getting new radios. Is that an update on when that may begin?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's along with parts for Lowe's motorhome.
Oh. I know they've been put back a year or more, so.
We've gone through and we've inventoried the units that we are going to replace and the installations that will be made in all of our vehicles. We submitted that list to the project team. And as I understand, pardon me, in September, they're going to start coming out and inspecting vehicles to see how they need to be installed and everything and start planning. So currently they're looking at beginning the fire folks sometime in September. So, and I'm not sure where we are in the pecking order there. So we do have one radio, portable type radio that we're quote testing out and at this point, but really not much more than that right now.
Did they do the locks? Did they get that, since we approved that, did they get those started and replaced yet?
I don't know. Brent has been working with we signed a contract this month. So again, it's probably waiting in line and with the vendors to take.
I believe when he did his presentation, he said that it wouldn't be until September, October.
Okay, okay, I couldn't remember. Thank you. Do you have anything?
I have a question. On the chief's report, it talks about July 13th that Heidi, you met with the representatives for Pacific Auto have office automation. How did that mean?
I didn't bring my notes because I wasn't ready for the question, but they gave a presentation on the Arctic Wolf software, and the presentation was much better. They covered what the software does, and in a nutshell, we already have cybersecurity measures in place, various of them, various methods, including our firewall and antivirus software, etc. But what they do is they make all of them talk to each other, because right now they're standalone products. And we are being evaluated by POA, but not to the same level that Arctic Wolf would do. It would be more intense, and that was what I got from it. So it would help for our security measures to talk to each other. However, what concerns me is every time I ask for the price, I never get anything. And it's like, oh, we'll get that to you. And then, but you know, if you have to ask several times, you probably don't want to know.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting for that. So, yeah.
Would it eliminate some of the other ones if they have it all in a package? Or
I don't
just
think
using
so. I
policies,
think we
what
would
already have?
continue to keep the same ones. It would just be another layer of protection. So that was the way I.
And do you think we need it? Just
Um,
out of my
You
hands, right?
know, I don't think it would hurt to have any additional layers, but at the end, what's it gonna cost us, you know? Yeah, So I think that's where the rubber meets the road, but they also have other components, like one of them is a training component. And they were gonna give me a quote with it broken down, so this is all the stuff they've got, and then breaking it down into the different components. Because the training sounded really interesting, and it shouldn't cost that much for that, but it would be, what it would be is training for all of our members, but also where they would test it by purposely sending spams and various emails to people randomly to see if they would react to it. And then if they did, opened something that they shouldn't have or clicked on something and went further, they would capture that person's name and then do a personal training with them. And the whole training package was very appealing to me. I thought, oh, that would be great for us. But again, I'm waiting on for the cost. So, because we may end up just one back. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
So then-
Heidi,
Go ahead.
I'm glad you're doing, I'm glad that you're looking at the human factors, because I think that's always the weakest link in cybersecurity.
I agree.
So the only question I have, staffing, it looks like 83 wasn't staffed very much. So were we?
That 97%.
Instead of
Yeah.
97 at the bottom.
Yeah,
Or
I'm
94,
just looking
sorry.
at the the regular, the 10%, the
It's just for-
91, the 70, so it just
Which
seemed like-
now?
it was on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it just
I
seemed
think
like,
it's up from last month.
is it, okay.
Any other questions?
I don't have any more. Does anybody else? Doug, do you have any questions for the chief's report? No?
No, I don't. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, then, staffing update, Brandon?
Yeah, so, still working to fill out. We did have a graduation the other month. We got our folks added into our platoons. And now what we've done, we're trying this kind of newer stages, but we're going to see about having our recruits come in. So work with Chief Klaus, of course, but recruits come in. I'm going to assign a platoon, so they have that new mentor earlier. So we'll see on our shift chart the names on there. We just have to learn to, I shouldn't say ignore, but that doesn't help us with the staff. They're about to go, they're not on a shift. But just for some accountability and show who's where. We've updated that and refilling as we go and getting ready for another process. Hopefully we get another here in the next 6 weeks, get another group applicants in. Right now, it doesn't look very, I don't have a single application. So hopefully we get some more applicants and we're gonna be processing the next group, hopefully in October. Keep going from there. Jan's been working really hard, do a lot of advertising out, recruitment meetings and all that. And we keep trying the best we can on that. And hopefully we get a few more volunteers in to help supplement that. Other than that, balancing out our career and our volunteers best we can.
So how's the process of the hiring part for the,
Oh, firefighter, yeah.
Yeah.
So we actually extended it twice. We did have it where we're gonna cut it off. We made a deliberate intent. We had kind of heard through the grapevine that we have a few internal members, a few volunteers that were interested in the career position. So we extended that date out. One person needed a little bit more time to let the MT cert process, and we didn't see any other names popping. So we extended it again. And we're kind of at the last time. I don't think we want to do the extension, but we pushed it back to our August 22nd. And still isn't what we had hoped yet, but hopefully.
how many applications have you gotten?
Well, so overall, there's a general list, which you have to do is you have to filter it down.
Yeah.
There's, a few dozen people on there, but none of it's qualified. But we only have 2 people internally that have applied. And then of the 20, 30 some that we have, not all of those are qualified. So by the time we narrow it down, we'll probably only 4 or 5 people who will be qualified. which
Are we filling one or two positions?
external, one position.
One.
For one position, yeah. So our hope is to update and have you register. So that we have that list of folks to go through, but, always wish it was a little bit better, but that's where we are.
Any other questions on staffing for Brandon? Okay,
Resident program?
yes, looks like the resident program.
So the resident program, good news and bad news. The good news is we have one. As of August 1st, we have a resident program. We do have, Chris Ledoux, who's our senior, he's agreed to take the senior, the lead resident. We didn't really want to have somebody there that could be sort of the head of the house, you know, somebody to be the point of contact for everything, kind of help ensure everything's going out, direct communication I can have with somebody, how it's going. So the good news is we have the program, we have the house. There's a few little house pickups and things to work on, the debt has to come down, but none of that is slowing down the program. That's the good news. Bad news is we don't have anybody to do it as of now. So, the thing is, we're looking for someone who is firefighter, EMT, and driver operator endorsed for all of our apparatus. That pool really narrows down. And then it narrows down to 0 when you go, who has all those certs, and they're a single person who doesn't have a family, who wants to have a place to live, who's, you know, who is interested in the resident program. So that puts us down to, well, really just Crystal who's out there now. So, we don't have any now. I don't have any immediate, but I do have 2 internal members, volunteers that are interested in the program, but they have to get all their certs. So it's all kind of how you look at it, you know, good and bad. So if it comes while it's bad, we don't have anybody yet. It gives us that challenge. The good is it gives a little bit more carrot, a little more incentive for those people who want to get that. And guess what? They should become an EMT here soon enough. They should become a firefighter soon enough, or they got to get their driver endorsement. So that gives a little more incentive to get more people more qualified. And that they are interested in doing that. We hope that here in the next year, they get those achievements and their life hasn't changed such that they still want to go and live in a resident house. So we'll hope for all that. So that's our internal opportunity. And I'm looking at it as kind of 3 different parts. One is the internal opportunity for our own members, but also the next piece is to do the lateral hunt. It gives us one more thing, one more feather in our cap, one more enticement or incentive. It would be for a lateral opportunity. I've been working with the director of Olympic Ambulance, Chris Clam. And hopefully, because some of those folks are already obviously EMTs, if they're interested in coming and volunteering with us, we can send them to Fire Academy. And the good news is for us and for Olympic, as well as for the recruits out or the employees there, Olympic Ambulance has really ramped up their career opportunities, their salary, their benefits, a lot of that. So folks who are there might just be able to keep that as their career, which means if they want to volunteer with us, that can be a good thing. We can be their extra side thing that they do. They volunteer with us. They're not trying to jump ship. They're not trying to get a higher, or maybe they are, maybe they aren't, hopefully. But they would volunteer with us. And then if they're interested, and I don't know what that would equate to, rent these days, what is that, $30,000 a year worth of value? I would think, you know, things aren't cheap to live anymore. So we're hoping that that gives them more incentive, get an additional couple people with lateral opportunity. And then, of course, we go in, I go out and talk to the Bates grads and the students out there, the other lateral opportunities, maybe other departments, maybe somebody volunteers in another department, and they want to volunteer at the same department for resident program. So kind of the big other hope is that we do this lateral hunt, have that extra carrot, to incentivize more lateral opportunities to come in. So that's kind of part of the big push, part of the big hunt. So we're hoping that it's an opportunity for our current members and also the opportunity for the laterals. They will want to come in, join, and have a place to live. The basic expectation is that they're all still going to have, so you still have to be a member, you come in, join, you go through other process, you have to have those pre-qualifications. You're on your standard shift, so you still have your chain of command. If you're on B platoon or C platoon, whichever platoon you're on, you still have your regular BC that you work for on that shift. And then on top of that, you're going to pull an extra shift at Station 82. So there would be residents living at the house, but then in between those shifts, they have an extra one that they're pulling on top of that. Right now, we only have one person, so we'll have to do that. We always do teams of 2 minimum. So hopefully, once we get more residents in, then 2 of them will be able to go out to Station 82, pull an additional shift to help staff on top of their regular shift on that. So, and then the only other benefits were, of course, once we have a good head count, 6 people is kind of our target we're shooting for. I went out and met with Lou last week, so we had some more detailed talk about who could be where and how this would look and have room. So we have room for enough for people, so we're not slowed down by that. Then the other hopeful benefit is we've got callback is really bad. When we have a callback, it's 2 a.m. I actually came in Saturday at midnight, did a 12 here, but there's nobody else. There was a callback and nobody else shows up. So we're hoping that once we have the resident program going, well, there should be 6,
Yeah.
hopefully available half the time to come in and help with that staff. And so even if they're not on duty, we're hoping that they'll be able to at least come in and help build up an additional crew to help us out with that. So like I said, logistics wise, just a handful of things, we're still working on facility, but none of that is slowing down our program. We officially opened up a resident opportunity August 1st. We're right on
And
time.
we're advertising it.
I saw
think
it
I
on
it
Facebook.
We didn't want to, maybe they didn't want to advertise until it was in place.
Yeah, so it's an opportunity now, and timing wise, Janet and I always try to get our big flood of applicants in 2 months before we cycle. So August and September is really when we're wanting to get a big wave of people in. So this is our heavy recruitment time. This is when you're gonna see more radio advertisement, you're gonna see more hits on social media opportunities. There's newspaper stints, there's all sorts of different things. More and more advertising heavy in this time period, because in October, that's when we're trying to ramp up. We may adjust these dates. Chief Klaus and I are looking at a few pros and cons. We're finding out if we're still adjusting when's the best timeline to do everything. We don't know exactly figure that out yet, but stay flexible and figure out what's best. And we might just adjust that October date. But for now, that's what it is for this year.
So when you did a callback, did nobody respond to it?
Right.
So what accountability does the staff have for that when there's
We don't.
callback? They don't. It's
There's no
just, if they
requirement.
can, they can, and if they
You can,
can't.
you can. If it's a career member, then they're guaranteed time and a half overtime. It's volunteer, they get their standard stipend, but
So you did callback for regular staff, right? Career staff, everybody,
callback,
and nobody came.
anybody.
That's
Nice
tough.
weather
That
on
makes it tough.
Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean, on
Yeah.
a Saturday, I'm sure people have things that they're doing that may prohibit from the department.
So was it a busy night?
It was less that and just kind of low staffing, and they got wrapped up on call, took them out of service, and meanwhile, the rest of the calls are coming through, so.
Yeah.
We do a call back, it's kind of nice. Normally, we had a big fire. And then I think also probably what doesn't work for us is there's a big giant fire, everybody who's on it, they're out there, they're playing, they're out on the fire. The callback is usually, all right, now who gets the rest of the calls? So it's the less fun thing, you
Yeah.
know, so I mean, we could well use them on fire, but I think most people know. They come in for the callback, what do they get to do? They get to wait for the regular calls, and then guess what? You're cleaning hose and you're doing all the cleanup stuff. I don't think it's all that attractive. I mean, and no, we don't have the requirements or.
Pay them more money, that's attractive right there.
So then Olympia and Lacey then cover our calls in.
We'll do a mutual aid, and that's what I ended up having to do. Lieutenant Spurs actually did a great job.
Oh,
He was out on.
he was on.
call, He was on, yeah, and we got double
I
tap
never
for
know
the
when
second
he's on
call,
or
and we didn't have a second crew, so we had to ask for mutual aid to go help us out on the other call.
Mhm.
So not ideal, but where we are. So yeah, if there's any other details on the rest of the program, like I said, the rest of this documents, policy, and stuff.
Mhm.
Want to get that, if you haven't shared with everyone.
Milt, Doug, do you guys have any comments?
No, I
None.
appreciate the difficulty that you've got with regard to the residence program and, you know, there's to have a lot of things that align in order to get the right people with the right interests and the right skills. So,
Yeah.
you know, keep working it.
We'll do.
Milt, you want to have a comment?
No, I agree with Doug. I don't think I have anything else to add.
Okay, thanks. Okay, so communication plan.
So I made a copy of the communication plan for each of you, along with the calendar. And I sent the draft out, and it's a revised draft that the executive team worked on editing. One commissioner, Commissioner Harper, did provide some feedback. We have not implemented his feedback yet because he just gave it to us, but we're going to be taking a look at that. So do you guys have any questions or feedback that you'd like to talk about?
I haven't personally had a chance to even look at it.
Okay, no worries. Well, it's some good reading material for when you're camping.
Yes, I will take that.
Don't lose it in the fire.
On that 6-hour drive down to, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Now, one thing, we did talk about changing the format of it, the way that it looks,
Mhm.
but I didn't want to do that until we were done with all editing.
Okay.
Because currently it's in the Word, I use the Word, and Word is pretty limiting with formatting.
Mhm.
I attempted to put it in the columns and it didn't look right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is how it is right now, and we can look at if we want to reformat it once we fine tune it.
Yeah, and I read through some of the comments that Milt had put through, and they seemed, I want to compare that to what he was saying, so then I
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah.
I just didn't have enough time today to do that.
A comment that he did make regarding your calendar was that we don't have the name assignments to that, and I didn't share that with you, but the team has actually reviewed that and made assignments. I just didn't include it on this.
What do you mean?
Who's in charge of what?
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heidi, I saw your reply to that, and that's fine. I don't think we need to keep track of that, but I did want to make sure that you were managing it at that level, so that's good.
I guess he's doing
Okay, does anybody have any more comments on the strategic plan? So obviously we'll talk.
I want to go through all my comments, but I did want to highlight that probably I felt like the most important issue that I brought up was on the key message number 4. I really think that one needs to include some reference to the fact that our current funding level is not sustainable. We need to work through that issue.
Yes. I agree with that, Mel.
I did also send a note to the chief. I saw that it appears that West Thurston Regional Fire Authority had an ex-state renewal on their ballot on August 2nd, and it appeared passing. And I think that we need to look at what happened there and find if we can anything about what they did or did not do, any lessons learned, because they passed it pretty successfully, and
Okay.
so there's a big change.
Oops, we lost you, Mel. Back in texting.
I'm sure.
Any other questions on that
No, it sounds good.
plan? Okay.
Work on that.
Okay. So this is just a work in progress, so if we have any more comments.
Well,
we can say-
our goal is to get it to be done, but it will be a living document
Right,
that will
okay.
change, but we wanted board input for that first round, so.
Sounds
We
good.
did talk about it at one of our meetings, didn't we go over this?
So,
We
yeah,
We did.
I believe yes, we did, but when we did, it was before the 3 of us had gone through and made some changes. So But Milt did have some good feedback, and like I said, our plan is to implement.
Some of
that,
those,
so.
yeah. Okay. And I don't know if he sent it to the rest of the board or if it was just to us.
Would you like me to forward it if you would not?
Yeah, because that would help ones to be able to
Okay.
see some of the suggestions that he had, so then they
Sure.
can sort of go from that.
Yeah, I didn't see them.
Because he had a lot of good,
Well, generally, we don't want the board to do a lot of email communication. in the
Right.
group, So,
Right.
but I can certainly send that out. to you
Yes.
And you can reply separately to me,
correct,
okay?
yeah, that would be fine.
Sure.
You guys know to reply separately to,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm back.
Okay,
Great.
we lost you,
Sorry about that.
that's okay.
Service is very spotty here.
Okay, so, so we're done with the communication and, Heidi's gonna forward your notes that you gave to her to the rest of the commissioners so that they can, see the comments that you had made and suggestions.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so if there's no more on the communication, it would be secretary's report.
Yeah, so I sent out the minutes from July 12th and August 2nd, and August 2nd was our special meeting that was super brief. I had no feedback on either of those minutes.
Yeah, I didn't have any. So I need a motion.
I'll move to accept the meetings or the minutes for both of those meetings.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, and all in favor, say aye.
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 It's approved. And the warrants.
So warrants, are there any questions on the warrants?
I don't have any questions. Anybody else?
No,
I don't have any questions.
They always shock me, but no questions.
Milt, do you have any questions?
Nope, not here.
Okay, so somebody make a motion to approve the warrants.
I'll move we approve the warrants.
In a
for
second,
August 4th.
And a second.
and it was seconded. All in favor of approving the warrants, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Approved.
Aye.
Okay. Heidi, for the
So-
announcement for the picnic.
Yeah, I reminded you guys of the picnic, and I know that it's summer and everybody's busy, and it sounds like Pam and Dan, are you able to attend at all? Okay, would either of you be interested in speaking at it? You don't have to, but we want to make that offer. Generally, or in the past, I should say, we've had the board chair just say a few words, but it's completely up to you guys.
You know, normally I love talking to a crowd, but with more being sick the last couple weeks, I'm just like, my brain is tapped out.
That's
I'm
okay.
like, I'm gonna come though, and
I'm
hopefully
glad
you will be there, and hopefully you will
Good.
come along with me.
Good, that would be great.
Yeah, he's stressing me out.
If you can see it.
I just wanted to be over with all this stuff. but it doesn't work.
And normally I'm not much of an upfront guy.
Well, this is your opportunity.
That's no worries. But anyway, reminder that we're having, and I sent that out numerous times, so you should know all the details.
Yeah.
And, oh, one other thing I'll share. Those of you that requested to attend the conference, the Washington Fire Commissioners Conference in October, you have been signed up for that. You did not want to go, right?
No, I did.
I'm not.
Oh, yes,
I'm not
yes.
going. I'm not going.
She's not.
We'll be in
You're
Arizona.
not going, okay. Doug, you.
Yes.
Dan and Brian.
Okay. And then did you
I
get
thought
the
you said you
hotels?
weren't able to go.
No, because it ended up being the weekend after Jacob's wedding.
Oh, okay. Let me make a note of that.
But I got a thing that said, I'm pretty sure I got a thing that said you were registered. Oh, I just see conference registration open. Okay.
No, I don't think I registered you because you told me.
Yes, it says, thank you for registering for the annual conference.
Okay,
So yeah, you got me. which I had said I needed a room king size because Vic will probably
Okay.
come with me. And then he's probably gonna buzz on over to Idaho to go visit our friend while I'm in the conference.
Yeah.
Okay, so, do we have any commissioners' comments? I have none either. Milt, do you have any comments?
None other than I don't know when I cut off before, but I was trying to bring up a concern I had about the West Thurston ballot issue. And I'd asked the chief to look at it and give us his thoughts. Not something that we need to discuss tonight, but it's something that I think we should be looking at as we plan for our levy in the future.
Okay, that sounds good. Doug, do you have any comments?
My only comment is apologies that I won't be able to make the awards picnic. We made our camping plans in January and they just happened to be this weekend. Otherwise, I would really enjoy being there. So my apologies that I have that conflict.
And ditto here because we're on our June trip. But are you doing a raffle? No raffle or no? Okay, because we talked about donating some of those Christmas trees for it.
However, we are already starting to plan for the next year, for the 2022, and that's gonna be in February,
Yes,
I believe. I don't remember the date, but,
I mean, 2023.
February, and it's going to be at the Red Lion, so we will likely do a raffle then, so
Okay.
if you want to hold on to it.
oh, yeah,
Or even the Christmas party that we do.
oh, yes,
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
we can do that
Yeah.
too. That's a great.
they're
idea.
just in the storage
I like
container,
it.
so it's no big.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. When you know the dates for that February one,
I do, I just don't remember it.
remember,
right
okay,
now.
just send us a text. Okay, if there's no other comments, how about review and follow up?
Yeah, I don't, nothing to review.
Nothing review? Okay.
We're gonna have to give you some.
Okay, well then I adjourn this meeting at 6:08, 6:08. I don't know that the military.
Saturday
So
the fourth, Saturday the fourth.
Saturday the fourth, February 4th.
At 6 o'clock.
Okay, so did you guys hear that in February, it's February 4th,
Okay,
okay? And Heidi will send out
I'm sorry, you broke up. I didn't understand that.
February 4th for the recognition banquet in February.
For 2022, the
For-
awards for 2022 will be
2020,
held February 4th, 2023
Three,
at the Red Lion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same date. That way you don't go camping that weekend.
Here goes the ice fishing trip.
Ice fishing.
okay, so we are adjourned. You guys have a fun trip, Milt, and Doug, we'll see you the next event.
okay.
Next,
Would you all mind signing me?
yes, you can sign that.
All right. Thank you all very much.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.